Hi everyone, welcome back to session 6. Today we get to talk about some rules of the game, shooting, dribbling, rebounding, lots of fun stuff, so keep on watching. For the rules of the game, today we're going to be talking about traveling and what traveling is. Now, traveling is whenever you walk, run with the ball in your hands without dribbling. So for example, if I'm standing, my teammate passes me the ball, I catch it, and then I start walking with it, that's a travel. Or if I start moving my feet without dribbling, that's a travel. Or if I pick up my dribble and start walking, then that's also a travel.
So now we'll be talking about a catch and shoot position in which you're catching from your strong side, which is if pass would be coming from my right side if I was looking at my basket that I'm trying to score at. So the key with this one, still we want to keep the same fundamentals that we want from regular shooting, which is a nice strong base, feet pointed, toes pointed forward, feet out shoulder width apart, or a little more narrow. Elbow in, left off hand to support the ball, raise up, and you want to be able to see the rim. So the position that you're raising the ball up to, you should still be able to see the rim and see your target, and extend the necessary, extend your legs and arms on the execution phase, and you want to follow through afterwards. So with this one, you want to make sure that you're facing the hoop, but you can see the hoop as well as your teammate. And you'll want to make sure that your body is behind the ball in the case that you're ready to receive the ball. And after you catch it, the pass needs to be accurate and toward your chest in a position that's in your shot pocket where you can go down and release your shot. So I'll demonstrate how this looks. Alright, so for this one, we'll be going over the hook shot. And the hook shot you won't see it widely used in today's modern basketball, but if you go back and look up some older highlights, you'll see it used a lot. And this shot is very good with protecting the ball away from blockers, in the fact that you're extending the ball away from your defender, and you're putting a high arc and travel path of the ball getting to the hoop. So it had to be someone that's really tall and can jump high, and really athletic that can block that shot. But even then, like if you watch the proper technique on how it's done, then it's a really effective shot with helping to get the shot off even against bigger, taller defenders. So I don't use this shot very often, so I wouldn't necessarily say that it's really locked in my arsenal, but I'll give a quick demonstration on how I think it looks. And again, I'll be jumping off of one leg. So I'm laying up the ball with my right hand, so I'll jump off my left leg. So here it goes. That thing is called footfire dribble. With the footfire dribble, it helps when you're moving at a high speed and you're changing speeds, and it helps you to gain control. So it'll make more sense as I demonstrate it. But I want to stop. I might dribble the ball while moving my feet in place so that my body gains momentum. Because if I try to stop too abruptly, that can lead me to extra wear and tear on the knees and ankles, and sometimes it just might not work. If you're going from if you're traveling at a speed that's a little out of control and trying to stop suddenly, a lot of times you would need more to decelerate yourself. So I went from moving forward at a higher speed to reaching stop while shuffling my
Now let's talk about rebounding when we're on defense. So 2 things would be, number 1, to box out. Now what you would do is, I would put myself, if I was playing defense, I'd put myself, the hoop, me, my opponent. Once I see that my opponent's teammate is shooting, they're getting up, releasing the ball, I would then keep my hand, kind of turn. I wouldn't grab my opponent, but I would keep my hands somewhere where I could feel them to make sure that they're behind me. I would box out, so I would get down in like a squat position and kind of know where they are. And then I would follow the ball. Once the ball hits the rim and it's coming back, I would go up for the rebound, bring it down. I would either dribble, hold it, or pass it to my point guard or my dribbler. And I'd only hold it for less than 3 seconds. I would hold it to find my dribbler. And then I would, if I was a dribbler, then I would dribble out and either dribble out of the people and wait for everyone to get back and set up in whatever play we're doing. Or I would just take it and get a fast break, a fast point in. So that's the main thing for rebounding on defense, is putting yourself between the hoop, you, the opponent, so then you can turn and box out and be able to get that rebound and either dribble out or pass it to my number 1 or my dribbler.
So here we'll be talking about what to do when you're in the post and you're posting someone up and they're positioned between you and the basket. So in this case, you have access to a pass coming in, so you'll want to secure good positioning. You want a good strong base, you want to be low to the ground, and the key here is you want to use your offhand. So you don't want to be too obvious with how you're using it, but you want to be a little subtle. Offhand out to where you can feel the defender. Whatever side they shift to, you turn your body and pivot. But in this case, we'll just show an example of receiving the pass. The passer at the top of the key, defender is positioned between the basket and the attacker. So here I have my offhand feeling where the defender is. Even after I'm turning the corner to dribble, I want to use my offhand to turn the corner and kind of hook the defender. Move off the ball with a screen and fading from the screen. So we've got a couple moving parts. So we've got the passer and the person guarding him. We've got a screener, the person that's using the screen, and each of their marks. So black is in possession of the ball, white is on defense. So the guy with the black hair, he is guarding the screener. This guy with the blonde hair is guarding the cutter. So the reason this works is that the screen gets set. Traditionally, this guy would use the screen to cut around here to receive a pass, and he can either shoot because his defender gets caught in the screen, or he can drive if there's no center or rim protector. But in this case, the marker is going to anticipate that his movement is going to be here, so he's going to jump. And because of that, he gets caught in the screen, he reads it, and he's going to fade away. So he's going to fade away toward a corner shot or a baseline shot. And the pass gets played because both of these guys get caught in the screen. And he has an open shot in the corner.
Let's talk about defense again, and this time we'll be talking about concentration and how we should be playing defense. So there's going to be a lot of things in the game that are going to distract us, like the opponent if they're talking to us, trash talking, the parents or the fans if they're saying stuff, or maybe a ref made a bad call. But I think one big thing to keep in mind is give yourself like a key word, or maybe like stop or quit, or that way when you start having those negative thoughts, you can tell yourself stop, and then you could snap out of it and get back to the game. But that's going to be the hardest thing, is to be able to ignore whatever is going around you and just focus on your defense, focus on the game and what's happening, and ignore the people, the fans, the opponents, the ref, whatever else is happening around you.
We'll talk about attack and retreat and footwork. So essentially what this is, it's used when you're closing out. You're on defense and there's a lot of space between you and an open shooter, and you're closing out the distance. So to use an example, here is a perimeter shooter, and let's say I'm in the paint. There's this much distance between us. So I'll want to get there and cover that ground quickly so that I can contest the open shot, perhaps even force him to drive where I have help. So I want to have one foot in front of the other. And the key is to never cross your legs. When you cross your legs, that's just fundamentally poor footwork. So when moving forward, which is called attacking, you want to push off your back foot while keeping your lead leg outside of the body position of the opponent. Because you don't want, in this stance, you're vulnerable if they attack the outside of your lead leg. You want them, you're channeling them this way, because your body, if they attack, so let's say I close out to him, he attacks, then I'm in the position where I can recover and get back in front of him. If I position myself poorly and allowed him to be outside of my lead leg, he can go around me, and it's too slow if I turn this way, and if I turn this way, it's quicker, but if the opponent is faster or quick, then it's tough to recover. So always keep them on the inside of your lead leg and deny them from attacking your lead leg. You want to channel them this way, or vice versa. If my left foot was my lead leg, then I would want him to go this way. So a quick recap. When you're attacking or closing out the space, position them on the inside of your lead leg to prevent them from attacking. You want them to go the way you're channeling. And you don't want to cross your legs. You want to shuffle while having your hands up to contest the shot. And when you're moving forward, you're pushing off your back leg. While moving backwards, you're pushing off of your front leg.
Last and biggest thing we get to talk about is having a growth mentality. Now, what does that look like? That would be, for example, if I knew I was not a good dribbler, I would have that in the back of my head, knowing I'm not a good dribbler, and every time I came to practice, I would want to do dribbling drills because I know that's not my strong skill, so I would want to build on that. Or knowing that maybe one of my teammates is a really good dribbler, and I could talk to them, and they could give me some drills, some tips, or something that can help me improve. So the point is knowing that there's some things that you're not good at and being okay with it because there's things that you can do to improve, and not just ignoring or trying to avoid that certain skill because you know you're not good at it.